Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to my video series on data science. In today's session, we will extend our discussion on the clustering algorithms and include one more clustering algorithm, which is agglomerative clustering. Agglomerative clustering is a hierarchical clustering technique that starts with each point as individual cluster, then iteratively merges the closest pair of clusters until all points belong to a single cluster. Let's understand this with an example. So we have the dataset from the previous example that we use for k-means and k-medoid clustering. So we have 8 data points. Step number 1 is to compute a distance matrix. For this we will use Euclidean distance formula. Distance matrix means we will calculate the distance of each data point with the other data point. We have 8 data points, which means the matrix would be 8 by 8. Here you can see the matrix. It represents the distance between each data point. The distance of a point to itself is 0. So we can see that diagonal is 0. And the values below diagonal are the reflection of the values above the diagonal. For example, the distance between 2 and 3 is same as the distance between 3 and 2. So actually we need to compute only these values, and we only care about these values. So step number 1 is to put all of the data elements to separate clusters. So in step 1, we have number of clusters 8 because we have 8 data points. Now we will find the distance which is minimum in this matrix. So 2 is minimum and the distance 2 is between 4 and 5. So at the distance of 2, the number of clusters became 7 because we merged 4 and 5 together into one cluster. Now we need to reduce this matrix to 7 by 7. And we need to merge the 4 and 5 column into a single column 4, 5. Similarly for the rows. But the question is which distance to keep. For example, for first point, should we keep the distance between 1 and 4 or 1 and 5? And similarly for the other data points. So there are 3 methods: single link, complete link and average link. Let's talk about single link. Single link takes the minimum distance between the 2 points. So distance between 1 and 4 and distance between 1 and 5. Whichever is minimum will be selected in single link method. There is another method called complete link, in which the maximum distance among the two will be selected. Average distance will calculate the average distance between these 2 points. So let's choose single link for this complete exercise. So distance between 1 and 4 is 12.16 and 1 and 5 is 10.19. So minimum is 10.19. So we will choose 10.19. So here we have written distance between 1 and 4, 5 is equal to 10.2. Similarly, we will calculate the remaining distances as well. Now again we will select the minimum value. And the minimum value is 2.24. And it is between 3 and 2 as well as between 6 and 3. So in this case, we can choose any one of them. So let's choose 2 and 3. So in the next step, we will merge point 2 and point 3 to a single cluster. And the merging is performed on the distance of 2.24 and the number of clusters would be 6. The next step is to again reduce the matrix to 6 by 6. After computing the reduced matrix, we will again find the minimum value, which is 2.24 between cluster 2, 3 and 6. So we will merge cluster 2, 3 and 6 into a single cluster, and now we have 5 clusters. Distance matrix will be reduced to 5 by 5 and we will calculate the remaining distances. The next minimum value is 3.16, which is between the cluster 2, 3, 6 and 1. So at a distance of 3.16, the number of clusters become 4 and the cluster 2, 3, 6 combines with the cluster 1. Again reducing the matrix to 4 by 4 and finding the minimum, which is again 3.16 between cluster 4, 5 and 7. So we merge the 2 clusters and now we have 3 clusters. Further reducing the matrix to 3 by 3 and finding the minimum. We got 3.6. So the cluster 4, 5, 7 will be merged with the cluster 8. Now we are left with only 2 clusters. At the final step, we will have a 2 by 2 matrix. We will select the minimum and we will combine the two clusters into a single cluster at the distance of 4.47. So instead of hard coding the value of k, we have found all the natural cluster present in the data. Now the question is, which number of clusters should we keep, which best represent the clustering? This is a dendrogram tree in which we have clusters on x-axis and distances on y-axis. It represents at what distance the cluster emerged and it destroyed. So we can see that cluster 4, 5 emerged at distance 2, cluster 2, 3 emerged at distance 2.12, and so on. To find an optimal value of k, we calculate k cluster lifetime. In this table, we have the number of clusters, distance the cluster created, the cluster destroyed, and the cluster lifetime. So we had 7 clusters at a distance of 2, and at a distance of 2.24, the clusters became 6. So 7 number of clusters survived between 2.24 and 2. Similarly, 6 number of clusters were created at distance 2.24 and then they were destroyed at the same number. And at the same number, 5 clusters emerged and they were destroyed and converted to 4 clusters at distance 3.16. To compute the k cluster lifetime, we will subtract the distance created from the distance destroyed. Now we will see which clusters were more stable. So 7 clusters lifetime was 0.24, 6 cluster lifetime was 0, 5 cluster lifetime was 0.92, 4 cluster lifetime was 0, 3 cluster lifetime was 0.44 and 2 cluster lifetime was 0.87. So we can see that the 5 number of clusters and the 2 number of clusters survived longer than the other clusters. So we cut the dendrogram tree at that point. To determine the appropriate clusters, we cut the dendrogram tree at the distance where cluster lifetimes are maximized, as this indicates stable and meaningful groups. So for 5 clusters, the line would be between 2 and 3, and we can see that there are 5 clusters. For 2 clusters, we will cut the dendrogram tree around distance 4, shown in red color. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more videos on data science and AI. See you next time.